Hey there fellow Commander players, welcome back to my channel. It's time for another thrilling episode of Budget Power-Ups, a series about getting the most out of your Commander decks without breaking the bank. From explosive ramp spells and game-changing win conditions to clever combos and synergistic creature packages, we'll be exploring it all. My mission? To show you that you can compete with the best without maxing out your credit cards. So, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep updated for more of my future Commander content. And before we start, I'd like to quickly mention my friends at Paramount Designs. They make fantastic playmats with amazing artwork. Their playmats are made with great care and are incredibly durable. So, if you're looking for a top-notch playmat to up your Commander games, then I've got a great discount code for you and it's really easy to claim. Simply click the link that pops up now in the right hand corner of my YouTube video and it will direct you to a landing page which is offering an exclusive offer on Paramount Design playmats for my YouTube viewers. Simply claim the coupon, add your email and away you go. You can even find the link in my YouTube description. I have also recently made a Patreon, so feel free to check that out. The link is in my description below. Okie dokie, without further ado, sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Let's dive into these power-ups. Number 1. Pick your poison. A sorcery spell that costs 1 green mana to cast and says the following. Choose one. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact, or each opponent sacrifices an enchantment, or finally, each opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. Okay, this card is great. I mean, it offers a huge range of excellent options and the casting cost is just 1 green mana. You can use this at all stages of the game and it's guaranteed to feel efficient. However, during the early game, this can really shine. This is because if you're facing off against 3 early game Soul Rings, for example, you can use Pick Your Poison to very quickly obliterate them, making you feel like Exodia straight out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh! The only downside is that this card is at sorcery speed, but does that matter? It's very, very good. You can buy this card for around $1.20. Number 2. Ruin Grinder. An artifact construct creature that costs 1 red and 5 generic mana to cast. It has 7 power and 4 toughness and says the following. Menace. When Ruin Grinder dies, each player may discard their hand and draw 7 cards. Mountain Cycling for 2 generic mana. Discard this card, search your library for a mountain card, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle. Okay, Ruin Grinder. It's an interesting creature, as it rewards everyone on the battlefield when it dies. However, if you can find ways to restrict how many cards your opponents can draw, then you can massively propel yourself forward using Ruin Grinder's ability to draw you 7 cards while opponents sit on around 1, which is huge. If you can do something like that, then this card is massive. Please remember that this is a May ability and opponents don't have to do it if they don't want to. Furthermore, you can always use that mountain cycling ability too if you want to, which may help you out in some situations. It's a great card, I really like it. And you can buy this card for around 80 cents. Number 3. Languish. A sorcery spell that costs 2 black and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. All creatures get -4/-4 until the end of turn. This is a very good board wipe. It can prevent regeneration and even kill indestructible creatures, as long as they have 4 or less toughness, of course. Incredibly efficient for dealing with hordes of small creatures such as tokens and mana dorks as well. For 4 mana, it's also pretty easily achievable to cast, not hard, and you don't have to worry too much for that in Commander. An overall solid card for many black decks. It's good. I like Languish. I think it does very well. And you can buy this card for around 60 cents. Number 4. Heartwood Storyteller. A tree folk creature that costs 2 green and 1 generic mana to cast. It has 2 power and 3 toughness and says the following. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, each of that player's opponents may draw a card. Okay, I feel like in a heavily creature-focused deck, Heartwood Storyteller can be utilised to help you curve ahead in card draw versus your opponents. I know that Heartwood Storyteller can actually benefit all players on the table, but if you're running very few non-creature spells, then at least on your turn, it's unlikely any opponent will get to draw from the trigger of Heartwood Storyteller. Anyway, if you're into group hug, or have a group hug deck, then this should be an instant include. By giving your opponents the chance to draw cards, Heartwood Storyteller can encourage them to make plays that benefit everyone at the table. This can help foster goodwill and create a more interactive and fun gaming experience for everyone. Again, that's if you're into group hug though. You can buy this card for around 90 cents. Number 5, Public Enemy. An enchantment aura spell that costs 1 blue and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Enchant creature. All creatures attack enchanted creature's controller each combat if able. When enchanted creature dies, draw a card. Have any of you watching this video actually seen this card before? Because I'm going to be honest, today is actually the first time I've actually ever really seen it. Public Enemy looks fantastic. If you can cast this aura spell onto an opponent's creature with indestructible, I imagine things can get very funny very fast. Not for the opponent, of course, but for us. As now, all players have to attack the enchanted creature's owner. Forcing combat is a strong effect and can rapidly change the dynamics of a commander game, speeding them up in the process. I really like the look of this card, and I think it would make a great upgrade in many of my commander decks, so I'm probably going to pick a few up. You can buy this card for around 35 cents, which makes it really budget friendly, so give it a go. Pick a few up and see how they perform from you. If you have used this card before, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to know because it looks awesome. Anyway, yeah. Number 6. Open the Armory. A sorcery spell that costs 1 white and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Search your library for an aura or equipment card, reveal it and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your library. Okay, I've spoken about this wonderful card many times before. This is one of my all-time favorite tutors, and in fact it's one of my all-time favorite cards. It's really good. It does amazing work, especially in my SRAM Voltron deck. I love it in there, it's super cool. It has even won me a few games, this card, so yeah, fond memories. It only costs us around 2 mana to cast, and we can very easily find a game-winning piece, or just find something that is incredibly powerful to help us in a sticky situation, or to, keep the momentum going for us. If you have a Voltron deck, then that has the color white in, you can't really go wrong running this card. In fact, I'd like to think it's pretty much an instant include. You have to play it. It's a staple for white Voltron decks. Pick one up, it's truly awesome, and you can buy this card for around $1.30. Number 7. River's Rebuke. A sorcery spell that costs 2 blue and 4 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Return all non-land permanents target player controls to their owner's hand. This is basically a one-sided cyclonic rift, only hurting one opponent of your choice. Being one-sided is not bad, and it's still incredibly strong. Being able to bounce an opponent's whole board back to their hand is massive in Commander. Of course, they keep their lands though, just keep that noted. The later the game, the better this card is, and if you manage to get into the 1v1, and you will probably win the game if you manage to cast this card successfully, as you've pretty much obliterated their board state, yeah. You can buy this card for around 80 cents. Number 8. Massacre Girl. A legendary human assassin creature that costs 2 black and 3 generic mana to cast. She has 4 power and 4 toughness and says the following. Menace. When Massacre Girl enters the battlefield, each other creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Whenever a creature dies this turn, each creature other than Massacre Girl gets -1/-1 until the end of turn. Okay, Massacre Girl. Yeah, this is a cool one. Can be a very versatile card in your deck. It can be used defensively to control the board or offensively to push for a win. Its flexibility makes it a valuable addition to many commander decks. The fact that she gives -1/-1 counters means she can even be utilized to help remove indestructible creatures from the game. Massacre Girl has a powerful and unique ability that can help control the board and take out multiple creatures at once. This can help level the playing field and slow down opponents who may have more creatures on the board than you. Massacre Girl is also a legendary creature, so if you want to, you can even run it as your commander. Overall, she's an incredibly powerful card that can help you out in game-ending situations, a great pickup indeed, and you can buy this card for around 60 cents, so yeah, very budget friendly. Number 9. Time of Need. A sorcery spell that costs 1 green and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Search your library for a legendary creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Okay, Time of Need. In my opinion, this is an outstanding tutor spell that can be used rather effectively in finding us a legendary creature we need from our deck. It's a pretty unique card as well. The reason why it feels unique is because there aren't that many tutor spells in Commander format that tutor for legendary creatures. In fact, this might be the only one. I could be wrong, I know there's some out there that search for legendary permanents, but anyway, let me know. Also, at only 2 total mana, this is pretty awesome, right? You can't really go wrong. The only downside is it's at sorcery speed, but often that doesn't really matter too much, and if you're playing a legendary tribal deck, then this card can really shine for you. You can buy this card for around $1.50. Number 10, the final card on my list. Corpse Explosion. A sorcery spell that costs 1 red, 1 black, and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. As an additional cost to cast this spell, exile a creature card from your graveyard. Corpse Explosion deals damage equal to the exiled card's power to each creature and each planeswalker. Okay, Corpse Explosion, what a gnarly name, and the art too is pretty wild, yeah? I like it a lot. Corpse Explosion is a great card as it finds ways to make what may be a useless card now in your graveyard into something useful. Let's say an opponent has destroyed one of our largest powered creatures, something with like, I don't know, 10 plus power, and it's just sitting there in the graveyard and we have no way of bringing it back because we're not playing Graveyard Recursion, so it's pretty much just there. It does nothing for us. We can use Corpse Explosion to literally explode the corpse of that creature into all the creatures and planeswalkers on the battlefield, making it a very decent board wipe for such a low casting cost of just 3 total mana. I like the card a lot. I find it on a similar power level to Blasphemy Act. Okay, maybe that card's a little bit better, because that card is like absurdly powerful. But anyway, yeah, this card still does very good, Corpse Explosion. And we all know how amazing board wipes are, so it's definitely worth picking as much up as you can. And this one only costs around 50 cents, so why not get one? Okay, we have come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for making it this far. If you did enjoy the video, please could drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I would really like to know if you have any recommendations on budget upgrades for Commander to power up your decks. If you do, please share it in the comment section below. I love reading your comments and always try my best to answer them all. Also, let me know if you've actually used any of these cards in this video. Let me know how they've performed for you. It'd be very nice to know. Thanks for watching everyone, and as always, take care and goodbye.